I'm done. It's been 3 years and an honest effort to do the impossible. I started with a question. A question, what if? What if I knew how the market might open? Would it be beneficial if I knew how the market might open 55% of the time? Maybe 60 or 70 or 80% of the time? Well, I think I'm getting better at this. I honestly asked myself the other day, what would I do if I shut down SPY tomorrow? And the answer is exactly what I'm doing. I would continue to trade off of the signals that I've created. And the even better part is I've created an even better structure to my algorithm, and it's looking pretty good. Last fall, my algorithms started to waver. They weren't as strong as they had once been, and the averages started to go down. So in December, I started to tinker with it, and I found some solutions that I could apply to the current algorithm at the time. However, as we went into January, I still was not satisfied. So I tore the whole thing apart and created something new, something that I refer to as the heart. Over the last 3 years, my algorithms generally had, say, 3, 9, or 27 data points that I used to help to determine the pressure. The algorithms are designed to do one thing: measure what I refer to as the pressure at the end of the market day, which often correlates to how the market might open the next day. But as I started to play and realize that I needed a little bit more, I created the heart, which has 81 data points. So I've been testing and back testing the heart, and I'm done. I'm done with this new structure of the algorithm. And last week I launched it, and it was right those next 4 days in a row. Then the following 3 days, they were wrong. But you know what? I don't feel bad about that at all. Honestly, it's common for me to take it personally when the algorithm doesn't get it right. The fact is, there's nothing the algorithm could have done. It was actually kind of expected that it could be wrong the next day. And I say wrong, meaning that the market pressure shifted the other direction. The algorithm said up, and not a very strong up. Quite often, it was neutral because we knew there were earnings reports, market shifting earnings reports, and federal data coming out. And when that happens, there's no way for the algorithm to know. All it can do is do what it's supposed to do: measure the pressure at the end of the day, which allows us to make decisions on how we're going to trade with our swing trade overnight. So no, I can't feel bad about an algorithm not measuring what it can't measure. But still, I understand some people along the journey just gave up. They lost confidence during the down times. And hey, I get it. I probably would have done the same thing if I didn't see what I could see in these algorithms. That this algorithm is a little bit different. It's better, it's more encompassing, and it's a little harder for it to go out of favor. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to have bad weeks, like last week when we had crazy earnings and news flipping the market all over the place. Never going to win that game. However, it seems to give us good insight as to how we might want to play it. Do we want to go directional? Do we want to use the SPY-TS trade or the SPY-TB trade? We're getting a better handle on how to trade these scenarios because we now have more data to work with. I share the SPY results on the front page of SPYtomorrow.com, but I also measure the QQQ and IWM. Now, the SPY is what the algorithm is calibrated to. And so right now, I don't know how accurate the QQQ and the IWM is. Now, the thing is, Thursday night, both the QQQ and IWM were solidly negative. The SPY was positive. So it was 2-to-1. Now, in the past, I would often go with the 2-to-1. But with the new algorithm, I don't know that accuracy. So quite honestly, only time will tell. Because the next day, the market did go down. However, once again, it was an earnings factor. So it really could have gone any direction. But with that said, the QQQ certainly got hit a lot harder than the SPY. So I'm done with the basic structure of the new algorithm. And yes, I will continue to tune it, but quite honestly, there's only so much more that I can actually tune, because there are days it just should have been wrong, because overnight or the next morning there was news that changed the market. And if I start getting those right, well, that's not what the algorithm is designed to do, nor should be able to do. That just means you're flipping a coin. I'm also done with something else, and that is feeling guilty with when the pressure reading the night before does not match the open the next day. I've back tested this algorithm. I've seen it work. I see how it works. It works very well. It does what it's supposed to do. But I can't take responsibility of how the market shifts. Nobody has that control. This is just my best effort to calculate something that often correlates to how it might open the next day. So with that, I can now focus on better ways of trading this information. And that's why I created the SPY-T trading system, to help even out those ups and downs compared to directional trading. But is it perfect? Absolutely not. Our nemesis, the Ivy Crush, has certainly hurt us a number of times, and we're learning how to identify those scenarios even better, because sometimes it's just better not to trade when we see those red flags, because it doesn't matter if the indicator is correct or not. You could still lose no matter what. We're learning better ways to trade. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to go directional. Say maybe over the weekend, use a small percentage of your portfolio, and looking for other ways to approach the SPY-T process. We're always focusing now to improve what we are doing, and your ideas are welcome. How are you approaching knowing how the market might open 60, 70, and sometimes even 80% of the time? There is an advantage there. The math works, and there are better trades, and we have to learn how to do this together. Honestly, it doesn't matter whether you're a member of SPY tomorrow or not. I want you to grow your portfolio, and I'm always trying to improve the website. Recently, I integrated Twitter onto the front page so I could schedule when the pressure reading was presented for free to the public. Because quite honestly, I was missing some dates and I wanted to stop doing that. And now I can make this part of my workflow so there'll be fewer front page misses. But I'm also improving things for the members. I have an AI where you can ask questions. If you don't know what something is, the AI probably knows what it is. I'm giving more information. I have the heart for the SPY. I have the heart for the QQQ and the IWM. But I still have the confidence numbers, which I've reworked and I'm trying to improve continuously. Additional numbers, such as other algorithms, are available now. So many of them are pretty right on and in sync. However, some people during certain times may rely on specific algorithms over others. And so I give members that opportunity and choice. Pick the one that seems to be working best for you. The goal here is not to listen to what I say. The goal here is for us all to have a high probability understanding that we could be right as to how the market might open tomorrow, and for us to figure out the best way to trade off of that information. I'll see you in the next video.